The problem with quote unquote a belt getty emote is a we run into that whole, you know, assets belong to Factorio, and even if we had something custom for that, the size, the pixel size is a bit small to get the idea of belt getty across. You have to do it in a very small amount of pixels, ultimately. It is not easy. How did I get that alignment properly? Heh. Tar. Yes, tarnation. There's actually an interesting thing that you can do with tar. You can you can give it sunglasses. You can give tar sunglasses, which which I have just done. I have given tar sunglasses. You make things look so easy. What do you mean? What do you mean I make it look so easy? Like getting what are you referring to? Getting the alignment or doing that? Overall in Pi Alien Life, I mean, part of it is just knowledge of what is coming. Like just knowing what's ahead helps with that, but and like thinking about what the scale of things is going to be. But I mean, if you look at this base, if you look at this base, just you're coming in blind, and I just show you this. What about this makes sense to someone who knows nothing about Pi Alien Life or Pi in general? I mean, this is just a mess of stuff, just random stuff. It looks big. It looks huge. It looks complex. It looks completely complicated to the average person. But to me, I look at each individual component and I'm like, oh, this is what this is for. 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 This is planning for much later. This is useful right now. This is being used for some other thing that I'm doing somewhere else in the factory right now. This is not being used right now, but will be used later. This is a place that I need to expand because I'm limited by tech right now for it. Various things. Various things is it's just the ability to keep track of multiple things at once is just a skill that you have to develop over time. Like that's just one skill I have that is straight up just a skill to have, is just being able to keep track of several things at once. So, I think it's station time. I think it's time for the train station because we are now limited only by what we can bring in by train. So, question. Yes, project management. In other words, I have had no official training in project management for reference, but I have learned a lot of the associated skills. I will also remind folks that I am not quite average. I'm not I am not an average person. As you could probably tell by this point. I am not the average person. To-do list is useful, yeah, but I mean, watch the Off the Rails series and when I added to-do list, and you will see how little I actually use it. Yeah, no, I'm not average. I am definitely not. And Ave, one would hope that the I mean, the hope is that degrees are a reflection of what one is capable of. I would hope in an ideal world that a degree is a reflection of what someone is capable of. Unfortunately, that's not actually true under current standards of education. That is absolutely not true. Absolutely not true. It's a sad state of affairs, but yeah. Anyway, stuff and things. I have a blueprint for these. Yeah, world is not ideal. It is not ideal. Uh, like depending on the university you go to, your degree that you get is either actually of value or a complete just a sheet of paper. That's all it is, and that's how I feel with my undergrad degree. Actually, is I feel like my undergrad degree is just a sheet of paper. That Old Dominion University may uh, have an attitude in its administration as if it's some very high-end top university. It is bottom of the barrel, extremely low standards. It has extremely low standards. There is no it is not even remotely close to what the administration thinks it is for standards. So, yeah, it's like, do you have a pulse? Okay, you're in. Oh, you're breathing? Okay, here's a degree. That's how it felt with my undergrad. It's like, oh, do you have a pulse? Okay, here's your degree. Yeah, you have a pulse. You've physically been here for 4 years. Yeah, I can't even teach how to actually identify grain sizes properly. Yeah, I'll reiterate that my master's degree took 5 years, and I did have to take some undergrad courses in that, but uh, the different I will say the difference between an undergraduate degree and a graduate degree is immense. It is immense. Like, do not go lightly into higher education beyond an undergraduate degree. The undergraduate degree is literally nothing compared to any of the work involved for a master's or PhD degree. Like, the difference is night and day between the two. Absolutely, it is night and day in terms of the amount of work involved. All right, I'm using these. I need my thingies. I need my thingies. Where's my you? There. These glorious thingies. So this will be what's my naming convention here again? It's aluminium phosphate or phosphoric acid. Do I call it request? I should call it request. I don't use the word request anywhere in here. I need to change my other. I need to change the supply stations to actually say supply, but I'll start saying request here just so that we're not confruzzled by this. You need to say 75k. It'll try to pull 75 times 2. That should be fine. I'll do the thingy once the station is built. This, I'll paste it, but it'll be, borax request. You will be white for borax. And that means that I need to bring unloaders into the equation. That is totally the spacing, right? Yep, that is totally the spacing. Gosh, getting that spacing first try. Not as easy as it looks. Experience! It's all experience. All of it. Yeah, that's what I'll do. This is our borax line. There we go. Borax! Yeah, Factorio graduate course would be great. Although base Factorio is super simple. Like, I'm pretty sure, based off of my experience just from playing the Pi Suite for as long as I have, that getting the There Is No Spoon achievement is probably well within reach for me. I haven't actually done it yet. I haven't actually done that yet. That particular thing. Launching a rocket within 8 hours is the achievo that I am talking about. Pretty sure I can do it. It is one of the easier things you could actually do. I mean, of course not multiplayer. I would want to do it to get the Steam achievement for it, Like that's always a good thing. Steam achievements, yay! Yes, world record speedruns is well under the 8 hours. Yeah, it's very low by comparison. Which category is less than 2 hours? That's a key. That's a key point because there are a few speedrun categories of Factorio. Is it in a true, because there's random seed and then there's not random seed. So you have to be very specific which category is now under 2 hours. These are important points. I actually need to bring this. Wow. Dumb. Random seed. Any percent. I mean, random seed or one that they can just pick. Because there are a couple. There are several categories. There's one that's like with biters, one without biters, one where you have to just use whatever map's given to you, and you have to keep resetting over and over and over again to find a map that is actually worth doing. There's one that you can just put the seed in and just use whatever seed you want. Any percent with seed and blueprints and settings, yeah. Default seed. I mean, of course, you're coming across. There's various information on Twitch chat coming up. Which is the one that's less than 2 hours? Because if it's the one that's with a seed, default settings is 2 hour 46 minutes with blueprints. Okay, that is what my thought was, because the one that you can use your own seed is going to be the faster one. The one that is default random seed is the one that takes longer. That one's more dependent on RNG than the other category. So, yeah. Anyway, stuff and things. Point is, it can be done in under 8 hours very, very easily when it's down to 2 or 3 on speedrunning. In fact, I'd say that the average person could probably beat it within 6. Definitely within 6 for most people. But again, it takes experience with the mechanics of the game and being able to plan out what the build is going to be. And of course, the speedrunning, that's actual time. The achievement is game time. Game time played. And game time played, when played in single player, does not progress when you are on the tech tree and when you are in the game menu. So when you are here, the game is paused, and when you are in the tech tree, the game is paused. So you can plan, and you can make blueprints, and you can do all sorts of other shenaniganry to beat the game within 8 hours by using every tool that you have available to you. Which, by the way, I highly suggest doing. I am a firm believer in using every single tool you have available to you. The game does not pause in the tech tree if you are playing in multiplayer. That is one thing that happens. So that mechanic exists. I'm actually going to work on this train station as well while I'm here. I have blueprints for this. Let's actually use the loader. That's the loader blueprint. Just delete you. And you. I hope that spacing's fine. I really do. And this will be, of course, the aluminium and the duralumin. I'm just getting these placed so that I have the proper spacing. Do I want them to go up? Like, that does not seem like a good idea to go up here if I plan on scaling in the future. These are going to go down and then around. As for the actual everything else about this, I'm just visualizing in my head how this is going to look. There's going to be a waiting yard around here-ish, and it's going to go up into here, and then that'll come back and out or escape, exit somewhere. And then here, this has to go into a yard and then have its own exit. So we're going to have like one entrance, 2 exit, I think, for this. So yeah, yard. Depot, I should say. I should call these what these actually are, and that is depots. Glorious depots. Um, Doink. And that's that. Here's our depot, and we're good. I just need more supplier uh train stations. Yeah, I've got. I was just about to say, how much space do I have in my inventory to get rid of all these rocks? Rocks are the bane of my existence. For reference, in case you hadn't realized, rocks are bad dudes. Bad dudes. And then actual waiting yard. And then how big does it have to be? It's this rotation. Uh, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is fine. This is fine, just the way it is. In terms of size. Oh, hey, I need more rail. Must have more rail. Let's actually request, like, 1,000 units of rail at any given time. I'll also note that between last time and this time, there have been no updates to Pi Alien Life. So, in case you were wondering, no, there were no updates. But there were updates to water wells. There was an update to water wells. You can sort of see this little bit of blue in here. That's a new glitch, I guess you can say, with the graphic itself. But yeah, it got fixed. It did get fixed pretty quickly. And I have not played the Factorio game itself between last time and this time either. So another thing to note. Oh, the glorious trains. Yeah, the blue is no. I'm saying that there's a new little bit of graphics that's part of the vanilla pump jack, the new graphics for the vanilla pump jack with the offshore well that has a bit of the pump graphics in the tubes. The blue water from the tubes ends up appearing in the stone water wells. Now, and that's new. That's a new thing from this most recent updates to the wells. Yeah, it's the vanilla pump shining through. Because that's what they used. They did the AAI thing, and they added the vanilla pump to the offshore pump. Speaking of which, I need to grab more water wells while I'm here as well. Wherever I put them. Thank you for all of the rails. Thank you, my lovelies, for all of the rails and bringing them to me. How did I end up with stacked titanium? Interesting. So yeah, if I pull out a few of these, I have a few of these. If I put this way, look right here. Do you see these, the horizontal little itty bitty bits here? It's actually a little bit here too, but this line, I'm sure those line up very well, quote unquote, very well, with this line and this line. You see the angle? The angle they're at, it's the same angle as these. So that's how I know this is bits that are from the pump graphics that are going through, and it rotates. You see that? You see it now? You see it now as I rotate. You see as I rotate, it actually looks like there is a pump just sitting right there. That's the current little graphics thing. It's just a graphics issue. It's not functional issue. Because there was something functional that was wrong. Yeah, it's the fluid-colored bits of the offshore pump. The new offshore pump. Gosh, there's... I must be making a lot of Nextlet with all these tailings trains going through. I have there's quite a few tailings trains. I think most of those are tailings trains anyway. Going here, giving me tailings. Yeah, this is like constantly requesting trains for tailings to give more Nextlet. Must have all of the Nextlet. But of course, here. Ah, that was a coke train. Tailings, I think, is the #1 most requested thing right now, followed by coke. So, do I need anything else at this station? I don't think so. So we're actually nearly done. Can you believe it? We're actually almost done. I didn't actually grab... back we go. I, of course, forgot something. I forgot my supplier stations. I forgot to grab supply stations. Go away. Just die. You know what? Screw it. We're doing this. We're just gonna go and say everything must die on this day. Everything must die. It's a very bad idea. It will time out eventually on the stuff to die. It will time out and get rid of the borders to deconstruct, but eh. In the meantime, I'll clear out the stuff that's in the most common routes that I use. I still missed some. You can see everything with a health bar is a rock that I have hit with my vehicle. So, you know, getting rid of all of these things is a really good idea. Yeah, it's like an hour, which means 30 minutes of real time at game speed 2 before it times out. But it will time out. It shall time out. Hey, they're charging. All the beautiful robots charging. At least I have the power for them to do that. So supply stations, TSM supply stations. They are here. I've got requester stops. I need some regular stops as well. And that will be that. Need some coke. Give me a couple stacks of the wonderful and beautiful fuel. I should be making solid fuel. Like, just for reference, I should be making solid fuel at this point. There's no reason to not have my trains running on solid fuel. Could you escape, please? Thank you. Because that is... Solid fuel gives a acceleration bonus. Because yes, let's make our trains go even faster, or get to top speed even faster, so that they can hit us that much harder. Oh boy. Yeah. Let's make it so that our trains are even deadlier. Oh joy, oh bliss. Okay, just about done here. Tempting to just bring the input, branch the input over, but no, I won't do that, because that would cause way more issues. I do not want to cross my tracks. Like, there is one sin that I don't want to commit here with the tracks, and that is to do auto-saving. A situation where we have uh, that happen. I want to avoid this at all costs. I want to make sure that I avoid doing that. That's just personal preference. Also, because I know there will be complaints if I don't. Must keep it aligned. It must be aligned. And now it is aligned. Of course, it's always one tile. It's always going to be one tile off. I do need to bring this over. Fine, 2 tiles off. Whatever. Same difference. Because yes, it is impossible. It is impossible for them to be 1 tile off. They're 2 tiles off. Because someone had the bright idea of making rails a 2x2 entity. Or to make the spacing every 2x2. Someone had that bright idea. I want to, like, punch them or something for that decision. That's not ideal. And then this needs to, like, escape. That is what needs to happen here. It needs to escape. Why the hell did I do this? I don't even. I don't even. The easiest on the escape here would be to go over and then merge here so that they can get out by going this way. Otherwise, I have to go here, down, and over, and then probably in right here to get out. It's less rails to go this way, but it does add trains onto this. But I mean, how much salt am I really using right now anyway? Yeah. That's what I will. That's what I will do. And I have to make sure that I, of course, signal things. Signaling. Signaling is good. Need to be those, though. Signaling is a great thing to do. I'm not going to have anything wait here, I think. Do I? Do I want anything to wait here? I could. Makes things a bit simpler.